Hello and welcome to the Fast Track to Cash, where we teach exactly what you need to do to grow your business over the 100K mark, whether that's 100K per year or maybe it's 100K per month. Either way, welcome. My name is Angie Granger, or Sensei Angie, and I am the founder of the Extraordinary Business Academy, where we teach leaders how to streamline their business in order to make a greater impact in the world. I am a CPA and a CFO, as well as a business and marketing consultant. And I'll go more into my story and my background in just a moment, but I want to answer your question. Yes, I am a second-degree black belt in karate, and I do teach karate and self-defense, hence the name Sensei Angie. But I also bring the principles of martial arts into how I teach and train business owners to stay focused and stay on track. You'll get to know a lot more about that as we go along. But just to give you a little heads up. Now, speaking of heads up, I want to give you a disclaimer. So first of all, I'm not going to sell you anything on this training. So put your wallets away, relax your shoulders, don't worry. There's not going to be a sales pitch on it, and I'm not going to ask you to buy anything. To be transparent, however, you will learn a ton while you're watching this. So get out a piece of paper and feel free to take all the notes that you want to take. This information is yours. But at the end of the program, I'm also going to show you how to get more training if you're interested. Fair enough? Okay, cool. All right, what I am going to do is I'm going to show you exactly how I transformed my business into a multi-six-figure business practically overnight. Now, before I tell you about how I fell on my face while I was learning these things the hard way, I will show you that how I launched my business with the six figures practically, like I said, overnight. So my first month of the academy, I grossed $22,000. My second month was over $35,000. My fifth month, I hit the 100K mark, and in the eighth month, I had the first $100,000 in 1 month. Amazing, and I want to show you exactly what you can do in order to launch your business like this, or give it a kickstart if you've been in business for a while. It'll be fun and it'll be exciting. So let's dive in a little bit into about me, and then we're going to talk more about you. So my career I've been a CPA and a business consultant for decades. Coached and consulted with hundreds of businesses and individuals. I have my master's and my bachelor's, and now I'm working on my doctorate in marketing and strategic alliances. And I've owned over 4 businesses. Well, I've owned 4 businesses. In my first business in my 20s, I won some great awards of Entrepreneur of the Year and Golden Employer of the Year. So it has been an entrepreneurial as well as a professional career for me over the years, and having that opportunity to really work with some big name companies, small companies, MLMs, financial services, manufacturing, financial services and banks, I think I said that, and etc. So a wide variety of businesses that I've been able to help improve cash flow and fulfill their dreams. So I'm saying this because I didn't just go out and take somebody's course and then I'm turning around and teaching to you. So I actually have a depth of a background, both in technical knowledge but also personal experience. And yet my story is probably very familiar to yours. I too was overstressed, burnt out, frustrated, and hopeless with my business. And now I focus on lifestyle freedom and living a great life in order to give back in the ways I want to make a contribution to society. But first, let me share my dream. So my dream is to make 7 figures a year and live on only 10% of my income. Now, it's always been my goal to live on 10% of my income, but 7 figures will give me a nice 6-figure income, and I'll be very happy with that. And I get to use that excess to build global financial literacy centers and help people who are in poverty or recovering from abuse or addiction or just trying to get their life up, teach them how to use money and how to build businesses, and offer them grants in order to get them launched off the ground. But a little bit of history about me, I am not your typical CPA. In fact, I came from a family of drug addicts and bikers and alcoholics, and I escaped in my own addiction as an early teen as well. I started using drugs when I was 13 and got pregnant and married at 16. So as you can see, I wasn't off to a great start. I had a 17-year crazy run with addiction and violence, and it just hit the wall to where I almost died. I just couldn't take it anymore. I had tried to quit using drugs for over 3 years, and that desperation of trying to quit and not being able to, I was completely hopeless. But in that moment, something shifted. When I finally got clean, I had this drive. I had a new drive for life that has never left me, a drive of appreciation for knowing that life is too short to sit around and waste it not doing something amazing. And so this drive reminds me every day that I don't want to waste time, energy, money, or resources, and that I want to live to the fullest capacity I can as a human being, whatever that is meant to be. But because of this background, I didn't have steady ground to stand on. And so my confidence kept me trying harder and harder and harder to figure it out and to get it right, because I just didn't have the trust in myself to know that I could do it. And so I won awards, and I got lots of education, and I got credentialed in just about everything you can get credentialed in the financial services. But I still was left wondering, what's wrong with me? Why can't I make that $1 million that all those marketers or gurus are saying that I should be able to make really easy? Will I ever be able to figure this out? But what I realized is I was going about it all wrong. You see, I thought I could save money by doing it all myself. I'm a quick learner, and so I spent a lot of my time figuring out a lot of things that are not my best skills. I copied every guru and tried to be like them, and copied their messages and their videos, and just tried to act like them. And unfortunately, people told me I sounded like I was selling snake oil, which was quite embarrassing, and I did not come across authentic. And then I followed the good old model, build it and they will come, right? No, not right. Build it and you waste all your time creating and building programs, and yet you don't, if without even understanding what your customers want, you could be building to waste. And that's what I did. I built lots of programs, and they sat on the shelf and nobody bought them. The other thing that was leading me down a path of not success was having this big grandiose vision that was clouding my reality, thinking that I could make $1 million business in my first year because I was following those gurus who said it could be possible. And I lost track of the most important thing in growing a business, the cash flow. But it wasn't until one day, after spending $5,000, $15,000, $50,000 on mentors and trainings and masterminds, that I finally said, enough. Stop. I can no longer chase and listen and follow. I need to realize that I am the expert, and that's when it happened. That's when it all shifted. When I decided to stop following and start listening. I spent many years trying to do the right thing, and I hadn't even realized I was completely missing the boat. But when I started to listen to my inner wisdom and understand what my skills really were, and then started really listening to what my customers wanted, and then I hired some experts to actually do those things for me so that my external can match the internal. It's amazing what happened just almost instantaneously overnight is when I launched the Extraordinary Business Academy at over $20,000 per month, every month since it's been in existence. And that has given me the lifestyle freedom for me to travel to Australia, yes, and feed kangaroos, and go to India and be of service to the orphanages and to the slum schools and to visit my family and, of course, to continue to teach and train karate, my big love. Now, instead of following all the gurus and trying everybody else's strategy, and when I took charge of my business, this is when I found the freedom. Now, I still had hurdles to overcome, don't get me wrong, but that's why I created the tools that I've learned to help you now in the Fast Track to Cash program so that you can avoid these hurdles. Some of those hurdles that I had to get over was I had to stop bending over backwards for my customers doing everything that they wanted and not what I wanted. I had to stop scaring away good clients with word vomiting tech talk all over my customers and overwhelming them to the point where they wanted to run away, not make a decision. I had to stop selling snake oil to people who didn't want snake oil. So I had to learn to understand, to really listen, and develop programs and products for what the customers really wanted. And I had to stop being confused about who I am and what I do, and really start listening to my own set of skills and how they solve problems for customers who are out there looking for them. And I'm going to show you exactly how to overcome these hurdles a heck of a lot faster than I did. Now, please, I know you can relate to this. I know I'm not out here all by myself with these struggles because I hear it all the time, right? Totally overwhelmed, uncomfortable asking for money. I meet women all the time who have amazing life-changing programs who are giving it away for free because they're too uncomfortable to ask for money. I hear this, I've tried everything and nothing works, and especially do I hear people say, I hate selling and marketing. Now, I get that. I hate selling and marketing too, but that's the mistakes that I made, and I'm going to show you exactly why right here on this training. I also hear I don't have any time, and especially I just work too hard for too little. So these symptoms are symptoms of the same mistakes that I was heading down to get into that hopeless feeling, that we can stop right now and completely transform it. Because look, I get it. It sucks. And it's not easy, and it's frustrating. However, it's very simple to transform. So let's take that shortcut for you, okay? Let's overcome these hurdles and get you on the fast track. Now, in order to do that, I want to start by helping you, by setting the framework of the four fundamentals of what a fast track business is. A fast track business consists of four key areas that are operating at their optimal. One, control, to take control of your business. Two, is to say exactly what you do and speak clearly, and speak directly to who is out there looking for you. And four, to know how to bring in customers with ease. So let me just back up a little bit and say why I put these four fundamentals together in the Fast Track program. Last year, I got one of my joint venture clients that I represent in my joint venture agency program, and this person had almost 300,000 people on his database, and I was out looking for joint venture partners for this person. And after talking to over 100 businesses, primarily coaches and personal development gurus and people that have programs to change lives, I spoke with over 100 people, and nobody had the systems in place and could tell me exactly what they did and were ready for me to drive that many leads into their business. And that surprised me, and I knew right then that I needed to put a program in place to help these entrepreneurs, people exactly like you, prepare yourselves to open the floodgate for leads through strategic partnerships and joint ventures. But let's start with the fundamentals. Number one, control. Get control of your life and your business in order to set the direction that you want to head into. What does that mean? It means that you need to stop acting like the employee and get up out of the business and act like an executive. I know you've heard this a lot of times before. It's no news. But let me show you how it works when you think more like a board of directors versus an employee. As the executive, you get to set the tone and the structure and the mode of your business. You are the one who creates the environment. You are the one who gets to decide how you want your business to be. You know, nobody else is going to do it for you, right? If you want to work 12 hours, you work 12 hours. If you want to work 3 hours, you work 3 hours. But you have to get in control of the long-term picture that you want to create and get back into the captain's seat and start driving the ship in the direction you want it to go rather than it driving you. So let me ask you, who is in control of your business right now? Is it your customers who are driving your schedule by whatever availability they have, you will accommodate to them? Or is it the marketers who are telling you how to market your product? Buy this Facebook program, do this LinkedIn thing, do this SEO thing, go out there and do it. They don't know your business, but are you following their advice? Or how about your prospects? Are you setting the prices for your products based on what you think they're going to say yes to? Or maybe they tell you they don't have enough money and so you lower the price? That tells me that they might be in control, not you. How about your endless to-do list that's controlling every minute of your time and overwhelming you with the burdens of all the things that need to get done? No, see, you're out managing fires and running around like crazy, and it's robbing you of your time and your energy and your resources, where, in fact, if you stopped all of this and set the tone and the structure of the company, then you would be more exclusive to your customers and to your marketers and to your prospects, and you will have control over that to-do list by focusing specifically on the things that are going to have the biggest impact on your time and the results. Let me show you how it works. You have your executive team. Okay, CEO, that's you. The CEO sets the vision of the company. It sets the direction. It's in charge of creating a purpose, and maybe a purpose that's bigger than just you, but a purpose for how you want to make an impact in the world. And then you have your COO, who's responsible for the operations. And guess who that is? Yes, you. That's right. And you have your CFO, that's you too, who's responsible for managing the risks and the cash flow of the company. And there you go. There you are, the chief marketing officer responsible for all the sales and marketing of the company. You see, you are responsible for all of these roles. But are you actually taking the time to think like an executive team and go into your boardroom and ask the CFO his or her opinion on the finances or the risk of the project, or talk to the CMO about the correct marketing strategies to fulfill the CEO's vision? I doubt it. You see, I don't have time right now to go into all the roles, but let's talk about the CEO role for a moment. This is where you get to get out of the day-to-day and be the director of the company by setting a clear vision and the mission for why you're even in existence. You get to also create that positive working environment. Even if it's only you that's there, then you get to have a positive working environment too, right? So you get to position the company in the place where when opportunity comes along, bam, you can capture that opportunity to grow your business to the next level. And you're responsible for keeping the company on track. You see, you have to step out of that role and think like a CEO in order to grow the business in the direction that's going to be sustainable for it. So let me show you a little example here. So one of my clients, the kitchen doula, when she first started working with me on the fast track, she was so overwhelmed that she had a meltdown every time she got a new client. So a new client would come in and she would almost be in tears because she couldn't handle one more. Every new client added a huge amount of stress to her, and she was already maxed out, running to and from her house and the kitchen and the car, and it was just pretty chaotic, honestly. And she would just do whatever the client wanted because she wanted that sale, but she also wanted to save money, and so she wasn't managing her resources well. And after sitting down and creating a plan more like a CEO would do, we completely transformed the way she did her business. Check this out. Now she has one product, one primary product. She has multiple products, but she has one primary product that's going to be the funnel that's going to grow her business. And it has completely made her life easier because now we have a marketing campaign and strategies directly for that primary product. And for her to fulfill and deliver it, it's much easier and more streamlined. And now she has the time for us to be having these conversations that are about getting her company to go nationwide. This is how we got her on track to getting over that 100K mark. So with a new product at $159, she only needs to sell 13 of those a week in order to hit the 100K mark. And so now with international and national and much bigger strategies to sell that one product, this is an easy target for her. She's already exceeded our goals in the first quarter of the year. So this is an example of what happens when you step back and you create a plan that has a streamlined method that can actually get that cash in the door. My last thought for you on this is that nobody else will do this. It has to be you. Nobody else is responsible for setting the tone and the direction of your company. You can't delegate it. It's your business. And frankly, it's your life. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is to say exactly what it is that you do. So oftentimes, this is what I see that business owners do that cause a lot of problems in converting prospects into customers and getting over that 100K mark. First of all, too many products and too many promotions going on at once. Spreading the resources too thin and creating a very confusing message about what it is that you actually do and what is it that you actually sell. Changing your programs and your pricing for each client in order to get a sale loses the core message of what it is that you actually do. And then the other part of that is not charging enough for it and charging based on hours, not on value, or not charging at all because you're uncomfortable talking about money. So one of the things that is very important about being able to say what it is you do is to know exactly what the program is or what the product is, what it does, and how much do you charge for it? Will you take deposits or payments? How do you collect it? All of the basic fundamentals of your product or your programs. And then charging that based not on your hours or your time or even on what your costs are, but on the value that that product brings to someone's life, which I'll talk to you more about in just a moment. Not being clear on what you offer and what it does is a very big mistake because you begin to, like I said, every time a customer comes with something, you modify it to fit them, and then you lose track of who you are and what you do. So let me ask you this. What do you actually sell? So there's 3 parts to that. It's, first of all, what is the actual thing? 2, how is it delivered? And 3, how much does it cost you? Okay, so that's fine. That tells you the basics. But here's what's going to make the difference between where you are today and getting up over that 100K mark. It's the ability to speak about how it transforms people's lives. Because that is what you're actually selling. You're actually selling the future expected outcome that the customer wants to have in their life. You're not just selling a car for somebody to get from point A to point B. You're selling the confidence and the prestige of driving a Mercedes, for example. Okay? So it's really about understanding why your product affects people's lives and what kind of effect does it have. And when you sell that, that's a very different conversation when you have with people. You can fast track your business and your growth when you're clear. I love to tell this story. Imagine driving down Highway 101 up on the California coast, beautiful sunny day, the ocean on the left, the sunset about to come, nice, beautiful sunny. You got a convertible, your arms over the door, you got one hand on the steering wheel, maybe a good friend in the passenger seat, singing along really loud to some blaring 80s rock or something. And you're just cruising along, the best drive ever, and you come around the corner, bam, and guess what? You hit a fog bank. Now immediately, what do? You sit up straight, you turn down the radio, bring both hands on the steering wheel, you stop talking to your friend, you crunch your eyes down and focus and slow way down. Because why? You can't see the road in front of you. Exactly my point with your business. If you're not clear on what the name of your product is, how it works, what it does, what it costs, how you're going to deliver it, and what transformation, how can you possibly step on the gas and fast track your business? You can't. And so you drive around in the fog, going slow, because you don't have a clear path in front of you of exactly what it is you sell. And the second half we're going to get to next, which is who you're going to sell it to. So clarity is key. Here's an example. So one of my clients, Celia, she's awesome. She has a ton of content for the Latino workforce, but she has no clients because she's been giving, when she came to me, she was giving it away for free. Now, she has a big heart and she wanted to just help her community. However, she also had an uncomfortability about asking for money from this community that she's trying to serve. And she didn't know how to explain what exactly her programs were. She had lots of programs for different things, and it was very confusing. I had a hard time understanding it myself. Then there was another confusion. Was she selling to an HR department, or was she selling directly to the consumer, to the employees? And where that was confusing was a huge roadblock, because you can't market the HR department with the same messaging as the employees and vice versa. It doesn't work. So after getting clear and going through and sorting out the programs and getting very specific on what her program does and what the transformation is, she had almost instantaneous results. You know, she texted me like 2 days later. She's like, I just closed my first coaching package for $4,000. So $4,000 because we created the messaging matrix where she knew exactly who she was talking to, what transformation that they had in their life, what her product did, and how to speak about it and how to price it, that she was immediately able to confidently go out and talk about it and close that sale. I was so excited for her. And if you do the numbers, $4,000 times 3 a month that's well over $100K, just doing 3 customers a month. So it adds up very quickly when you're very clear. Speaking clearly is the only way for you to have the confidence to actually feel that, what's it called, authenticity, being genuine in when you're out talking to people. The clearer you are on what your product is and what it does for people and how much it costs and how you structure your payments, all those things will come across with that confidence. If you're confused, then your customer is going to be confused, and you're not going to have the confidence to speak about it if you're making it up as you go along. Okay, let's move to the third part. Let's speak directly to who is looking for you. See, your customers are out there looking for you, and they can't find you because you're not speaking to them. What do I mean by that? Well, commonly, what most people do is they speak a few things. One, to people who will never buy from them. So, there's no point in you going out there talking about your programs or your services that you offer to people who will never buy from you. It's a waste of your time and energy, and it gets very disappointing constantly getting no's. Another problem is having the wrong message. So you're not speaking directly to your customers in what they need to hear in order to say yes to you. when you focus on speaking about what you do, your customers, you're not understanding what your customers really want. See, remember, customers don't buy what they want, what they need, or what you think that what you think they need. They buy what they want. And I'm going to talk about this, about the 5 reasons why people buy. But specifically, if you don't understand what they want, then you're not going to be speaking. You're going to be missing the mark altogether. And quite frankly, what happens is that most entrepreneurs talk about me. They talk about this wonderful thing I created and how it has the best in the world. Here's a perfect example. I met somebody last weekend who was selling essential oils. Now, I'm not into essential oils, but I guess these things are super popular right now because there are a lot of people out there selling them. However, I told her when I came up to her that I didn't know anything about essential oils, but I'm curious, so tell me more. And so she proceeded to tell me about how they were better than the competition and they were best in the world and they had all these ingredients. And what she didn't really understand was I had no idea what she was talking about. I didn't care about the competitors. I didn't even know what benefits these things. Why would anybody even put an oil on them? I just didn't know. And so I actually stopped her and said, that's all fine and well, but can you start with Basics 101 with me? Why would I even use these? How do you use them, etc.? So she really missed the mark. She was talking about how great her product was, and she wasn't listening to where I was, and she wasn't listening to what I wanted, which was an understanding of what they are. So that's just a simple example, and I made this mistake hundreds of times. I still make this mistake. So this is what most of my customers do. When we're talking about the businesses, the biggest mistake is speaking about you rather than really listening to the customers and what they want. So what do I mean by that? So there's 5 reasons that people buy. They are either going to solve a problem, they want a problem solved. They have a problem and they want to buy something to solve it. They want to save time or money. They want to satisfy a need, achieve a goal faster, or relieve some pain they're in. But what they're really buying is the anticipated feeling they're going to get after the purchase. The expected future benefits, okay? So when you're solving a problem, what do they really want? They want that, aha, I did it. Or they want freedom when they save time and money. Or they want relief because they finally have a need met. Or yes, I got that goal faster than I wanted to. Or relieve a pain. That's what people are buying. So in order to position yourself and your product and your company to be a magnet to the people who are out there looking for you, you have to sit down and take the time and understand which of these does your product do for somebody. Or maybe it's more than 1 or 2, but all your messaging and the way you talk about what you do should be specifically in these areas. In order for you to be a magnet, you've got to speak with words that really resonate. And there's 2 ways that I talk about that. I talk about speaking to their mouth problem, the things they say that's going wrong or the problem that they have. And then there's their soul problem. So the embarrassment or the shame or the hopelessness or the doubt that they're not going to announce to you right out. But you as an expert know that's what's going on. So speaking really to their heart and their soul, their private problem, that is where they're going to really resonate with your solution. And remember to use their words, not your words. That's that vomiting the techie talk I said in the beginning of this training. People don't understand your words. It's too technical. Talk to them in their language. Speak to them in a way that helps them understand that your solution can actually help them. Get them to that point that they say, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And when you hear those words, that's exactly right, then you know you've spoken right to their soul and that they get you and that you get them. Then address their reasons for buying. So in order to understand what they are, you have to listen to what they're telling you are their reasons and then match your messaging and your products directly with what they're looking for. Okay, here's a great example I love to share. One of my JV talent agency clients that I represent in the product makeover, as well as helping to find joint venture partners for him to bring leads faster into his course. Before he started working in the fast track, he had only sold about 8 programs online. He was very unsure who to target. In fact, his answer is always, it's for everybody. And if it's for everybody, it's for nobody, right? And the name was something, he named his product something really important to him. And it made no sense to me, honestly, when I saw it. So let me show you. So before, it was called Negotiate a Centered Life. It's Pure Magic. Okay, now I don't know about you, but that doesn't resonate with me. Now what about this? How to be a great dad in 90 seconds. Now, that doesn't resonate with me. Obviously, I'm not a dad. However, immediately I start thinking about my son could use this, or my neighbor could use this, or my dad could use this, or, you know, I start immediately thinking specifically of dads who want to be an even greater dad. So the power of the messaging of the before and after it's the example of what it means to speak directly to the person. Now, what happened when we did this was this. We launched our beta testing out, and we had a 58% opt-in rate on that first beta test. 58% is the highest I've ever seen. Totally blew him away as well, too. So we know that our messaging is right. It's hitting right to the soul. So if we take that beta to market now, we know that at a $97 product, all we need to do is sell 100 of those a month, and then to get well over the 100K mark. And taking a 58% opt-in rate on our beta test, that's going to be easy to get 100 a month when I'm launching that to, you know, thousands of joint venture partners. So it's super exciting to see that how the messaging can make a huge difference when it comes to mapping out the plan to reach the 100K mark, and to do that with a more streamlined effort, so we know exactly who to go after and target, and we know what results we're shooting for. So it's about not trying to reach anybody, or you'll continue to reach nobody. And that's what's so important about the way you speak about what you do, and know exactly who it's for. Now, the fourth part is how to bring customers in with ease, right? Now, everybody wants that, because then you don't have to sell them snake oil. You don't have to sell them at all, in fact. Now, let me just give you a quick heads up here on how a clear, crisp sales process actually works. You have your marketing process on one side, and then at some point it shifts over into your sales process. Now, your marketing process is about putting the messaging out there in order to be the magnet for when they show interest in you. As soon as they show interest, you want to take them through a step-by-step process through your sales funnel. When you have a clearly defined process, then you can track the conversion ratios at each step and know exactly where the weak spots are and where the strong spots are. So when it comes to selling, you want to get businesses, you want to get customers that resonate rather than actually feel sold to. And the way to do that is, one, to have a very clear sales system, so that they're taking one step at a time through the system, only saying yes if the solution is right for their problem. Now, on your side, you have to be comfortable and confident in asking them for a decision. Now, that decision could be to decide not to decide, but it is not to be in indecision. Because whether they buy from you or not, being in a place of indecision will not serve them or you. So calling the question to saying, look, it's up to you to make a decision, but to make a decision is the best way to get out of the stuckness. Okay, so you have to have that confidence in order to bring your customers to that decision point. You have to know in your soul and in your whole being that you can solve their problem. If you have doubt, they will doubt you, right? So if you're uncertain about whether you can actually solve that problem or help them achieve that goal or to relieve that pain, then there is going to be doubt, and they are most likely going to not say yes, or it's going to feel like you have to sell to them. But when you know clearly that your solution, what it does, and the value that it transforms lives, easy peasy. Okay, I shouldn't say that anymore. But anyway, then it becomes really easy to just tell them the price and share what it is and make the offer, and then they say yes or no. I mean, it really can be just that easy to be able to do it that way. But what happens is, and what creates that feeling of selling, is that we're trying to sell something to buyers who are not ready to buy, or they're not ready to solve that problem. They just don't have urgency to fix that problem in their life, and that's when it starts to feel like selling. Or we try to sell to people who aren't qualified to be buyers. Either they just don't have the money, or they don't have the capacity, they don't have the time to solve the problem, whatever it is, they're not qualified. But when you try to sell them and they're not qualified, it feels like selling. Again, when there's no urgency, when they're not ready to buy, then it's going to feel like selling. And quite frankly, it's just going to be frustrating for you to actually have somebody buy something from you who doesn't have urgency to actually do it, because they're not going to get the transformation that your product or your service actually can offer. And so it's not good for you either, because you don't want those testimonials of something not working because they truly weren't ready to buy. And once again, to being able to not call them into a decision point. You never ask for a decision. This happens so often when I'm coaching people through sales calls, that they're just willing to let them linger and say, oh, well, let me go talk to my spouse, I'll call you tomorrow. Or they call back and they cancel their appointment, they transfer their appointment. It just goes on and on. Really, for you to just call them to that decision point and just call it out on the table, and with your heart and soul, just say, are you at a decision point? And what is stopping you from being at a decision point if you're not? Because it's okay for them to decide not to decide, but don't let it linger. It'll cause a waste of time and energy on your part. Okay, a few final thoughts here. Now, you're a mirror. If you're not confident, they're not going to trust you. If you're confused, they won't make a decision. If you're doubtful, they're not going to believe you. And if you're hesitant with your offer, they're not going to say yes. So all of this process of getting clarity in the business structure, you as the CEO, and in how you speak about your products and who you speak to and how you have your sales systems, all of this structure and clarity is what builds the confidence for people to say yes to you. Okay. Oops, let's see. I wanted to show you underneath here, but that's okay. This is another client of mine who was very scattered. They had no plan. They were struggling with their cash flow and overwhelmed with the day-to-day business. And we put together this plan, my whiteboard snapshot I was showing you, a very clear and structured plan for them to reach their target, one product, one target with different distribution channels. We even put together their first joint venture. This was a chocolatier, and in this chocolatier we put the chocolate with a rum manufacturer, and they created a rum chocolate. So now the rum company is promoting the chocolate, and the chocolate now can promote the rum. So that's a classic example of a joint venture where they can both leverage each other's customers and they can both profit from it. And in doing those two things, I got a text message from David saying, we had our first $3,000 day, and that their sales are on track to double this year. And it was because of having a very clear path for exactly which target they were going after and how they were going to go after them with very specific messaging toward that target. And, again, the results, if they had a 3,000 day, just even 3 times a month, that would be over $108,000 for them. So they're on track to doing very well because of the clarity and the streamlining and the messaging that they've transformed and gotten confident in what their product does to change people's lives. Okay, so now let's look at how to get your business on the fast track. So those were the 4 core fundamentals, and at this point you have to decide, do you have what it takes to do this on your own? Or do you want to save a tremendous amount of time and struggle by letting me help you get this right to avoid the hurdles and pitfalls that I've had to go through? So there's 2 options that I have for you, and one of them is to work with me privately for a Fast Track to Cash VIP makeover, and the other is to leverage my expertise in the Fast Track to Cash certification course. Now, you can decide which is best for you, and like I said, I'm not selling anything on the webinar here or on this training. So at the end, I'll show you how to contact me so we can have a conversation to figure out which one is best for you. But the Fast Track to Cash certification program, it's an in-depth program that it covers exactly what you need to know to get your business over the 100K mark faster and easier. Now, if you're a coach or consultant, the beautiful thing is we'll do this for your business, but I'm going to teach you also how to do this for your clients. So you'll have all the tools to work for your business and then turn around to get your clients over the 100K mark as well. So it's awesome stuff. Let me tell you the details here. With the certification program, there's over 30 hours of live in-depth training to use the exact tools that I use to launch my business, and I'll go into those details. But I'm talking about everything that I created and everything that I use so that you have access to those to help you get over that mark. And you'll be able to license these tools to be able to work with your clients. And that includes my worksheets, my guides, my scripts, my templates, checklists, videos, my apps, everything. Okay, whatever I have in there, it's yours too. Because we're going to get you very familiar with them. It's what you'll be able to use and practice for your business and again for your clients' businesses as well. Now, what it also includes, I didn't go into it too much on this training just because I don't have that much time, but it's also a certification for you to get certified in the Behaviors and Motivators assessments so that you can use these assessments in your leaderships and with your customers and your clients. Now, you will also get an assessment when you come to the program, so you'll see, but then you're also going to get certified in how to use these with your clients, which will help you get more clients as well as help your clients get better results. And then once you're certified in that, you have the wholesale rates on all the assessments that you purchase going forward. Okay, so this training is a 2-day live boot camp here in sunny Southern California, but it is also 6 weeks of live training after the boot camp, and we're going to continue to dive into the tools and practice them and get very familiar with them so that you can see exactly how to get results. I love getting text messages, by the way, with results. This training is only for 8 to 10 people max, so that I can keep it small and personal and really work with you one-to-one. And I do have people who've been waiting for me to launch this year in my VIP program that are on the waiting list, so I know that about half the slots are already taken, so I want to get you in. Normally it's a $10,000 training, but right now I'm offering it for only $5,000. So for the $5,000, you will have everything you need to get your business over that 100K mark, whether per year or per month. Now, a couple things I want to put in here for you that's going to help you with your business and your training is, one is my book called Impact, How to Get Clear, Get Organized, and Stay Focused, so that you know exactly how to structure your time in order to streamline to get to your efficiency, which is one of the business areas that we didn't have time to cover today that we will cover in the course. Another bonus is I will do a Fast Track to Cash sales and marketing audit on your business, which will help identify, using my expertise and a second set of eyes, the opportunities that you're currently leaving on the table. So when you go through the training, we're going to streamline it all the way down and get you really focused on the product and the messaging that you need to get over that 100K mark. and the audit will help identify all of the potential opportunities that are currently hidden. I'm also going to share with you a brand new product that I've launched, the Alliance IQ, with an introductory joint venture training just to start planting the seeds with you about how you can grow your business using joint ventures and strategic alliances, but also how you can help your clients with that as well. So too much detail to go into this training, but I want to give you at least a good introduction to it and help you with some tools to look for those opportunities as well. And then here's the bonus I'm going to give you that's me personally, like all of this is, but I'll create with you a very customized plan so that we know exactly what it's going to take so you have the confidence to take a radical leap. So oftentimes that's a cash flow plan, or sometimes it's a little mini business plan. Whatever it is going to work for you so that you are clear in your mind how you're going to leap forward. So that's my time working with you. I want to offer that to you as part of it because I am totally committed to your success in this program. I don't leave people hanging, that's for sure. All right, so here's a recap of everything about what the Fast Track to Cash certification program is that allows you to expand your own global opportunities, fast track your business, and differentiate yourself as an expert to get your business over the 100K mark. It has everything that we've talked about, just as a recap, some of the tools that you're going to learn that's going to actually get you over that 100K mark are the personal efficiency system, the social impact statement, my messaging matrix, which I don't do anything without the messaging matrix. This is the tool that I write all my sales copy with, and I can sell or promote anybody's business or product or program to my joint ventures partners if I have their messaging matrix. So it's really the gold mine of your business. And of course the full Fast Track to Cash live course, but I also have it online, so you will have access to all the videos and the worksheets and all the tools there to refer back to anytime, and also to have access to for your own clients going forward. The Fast Track to Cash Accelerator app is going to be released this month, so that should be ready to go. And then just lots of other tools in here, the DISC behaviors assessments, the leads tracker, the sales marketing, all my scripts, my flow charts, and all those bonuses that I've already mentioned that are really going to be personalized so that you know exactly what you're going to do to get your business over that 100K mark. All right, so like I said, the slots are limited. So what you can do right now, if this is the opportunity that's right for you, if it's time for you to stop fumbling around and to get very clear and get on with it, then let's talk. All I'm asking that you do right now is to just input your name, phone number, and email address on this page here, and it will send me a message, and I'll jump on the phone with you. And together we can decide whether this program is the right time for you or not, or which program is better for you, the boot camp program, the training certification program, or the private VIP. But either way, what I want you to do right now is input your name and your phone number and email address to request a call with me, and I'll jump on the call with you. I'll reply to you within 24 hours, and we'll set up a time. Now, I have to ask you to act quickly because this boot camp is coming up in a few weeks, and I want to make sure that you don't miss it, okay? Now, a couple things I want to give you just for getting on that call with me. I'm going to give you one is a special report, 96 Ways to Stop the Money Leaks and Discover Hidden Cash. And the other is I'm going to give you the exact steps I took to launch my business at 20K a month or more. So you'll have that in writing too. So you have both these two reports just for jumping on the call with me and finding out if it's a fit, okay? So you can't lose either way, so make sure to reach out to me right now so that we can jump on the call within the next 24 hours or so. Now, before we close, I want you to consider this. If you could do this by yourself, you would have already done it. Now, I've helped businesses for decades in all different industries, and my personal guidance will save you years and thousands of dollars of years of struggle and thousands of dollars. So I want to save that for you because my mission is to get businesses out there doing good in the world, remember? And so the more money that you make, the more that you have available to fulfill your own social missions as well. Having a simple, clear path to cash is how businesses make over 10,000 every month consistently and give the owners more time to do what they love. So that's the solution. But the real question is, are you ready? Are you ready to really make money and stop fumbling around? Are you ready to stop chasing those quick fixes and all that hype and get real? Are you ready to do what it takes to get your business to the next level? Because once you're at the next level, the whole world opens up opportunities for you. And are you ready to stop working so hard for so little? Now here's my final thoughts. At some point, you have to decide that struggling to figure this out on your own just isn't going to work. So ask yourself, is now the right time to tap into your courage and move forward before you regret not being brave enough to bring your vision to life? See, I'm committed to you. And my commitments to you is that you'll know exactly what it is you need to do, because I'm going to sit with you and have a personalized path to get your business on the 100K mark, over that 100K mark. And you will be prepared to confidently leap forward because I am right here with you, guiding you and being available to help you remove the roadblocks. Just know that I'm here with you, cheering for you, but also supporting you along the way. That's my commitment to you. So I want you to request your seat now, complete the form, just name, email address, phone number. I'll get back to you. Jump on a call with me. I'll send you those bonuses that I told you I'd send you. And let's get to know each other. Let's book those slots before they get filled up. And for the investment of $5,000, believe me, you will have absolute clarity for how you're going to get your business over the 100K mark. Now, my first goal was getting a 100K mark per year, and now it's a 100K mark per month. So let's get you on the fast track to cash, and let's jump on the phone. So fill out the slot right now. Fill it out, book your slot, name, email, address, and phone number, and I look forward to getting to know with you, okay? I'll speak with you soon.